How's it going, my friend?
What's going on, man?
Episode number 6.
You already know.
Literally, with Ken and Karl.
Literalmente.
Man, so just got done editing 5.
That's right, man.
New graphics. We've been putting stuff online.
Yeah.
New profile pics and all that kind of stuff. Erica, my wife, did an amazing job with some artwork.
Shout out to Erica because she did her thing. She got the big head like I got and just the overall with the hat and yeah. And even got the hair on my elbows. They're not that hairy.
She did nail it. Yeah, she did a great job.
Yeah, the same color like marker she used, like far as me, but that brownness, it equals out. Yeah. Really does. Yeah. So
always a learning process.
Yeah, it is. It's never changing. This is what we do. This is how we get better, man. This is what it is.
I didn't want to get that kind of echoey feedback there.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, hey, next thing you know, if you like I'm talking like you already know, no.
We're caught in a loop.
Repairman, man.
Oh shit. So, what's been happening?
Man, another interesting week, man. It's just the same old, man. I mean,
keeps going.
Yeah, it keeps going now. You know, the biggest thing is, officer shot somebody, and people are just going behind that. Oh, they killed another guy. But this time around, let's get the facts first. Let's stop getting and assuming that this happened this way. You know, get the facts first on this one.
So, you know, I'm not afraid to go off with only the information that I have, and I'm not going to be too declarative. But I think the biggest thing that I've seen from people that are posting back and forth, it's still a misuse of excessive force.
Yes.
To the point of shooting a man in the back that was running.
Yeah.
Now, he was intoxicated. They knew he was intoxicated.
Yes.
When we talk about how police handle things, really great police de-escalate things. Okay. So before we get to the point of him trying to grab a taser in fear and making a really, really idiotic decision.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something that could have been done differently? You're intoxicated. You're sitting here. We have your ID. We've got your tag number. Guy was willing to walk home.
Yeah.
How about I give you one better? We're going to give you a ride home. And you can come back and get your car tomorrow.
Yeah, it's one thing that, you know, after, you know, something like this happens, everybody always asks the questions what we could have done better. And then it's always too late, you know, to ask that question because he's gone now, you know?
Well, and there's so much tension right now.
Yeah. You
know, it's really kind of unfortunate that not only do we have another case, but it was right here in Atlanta. It was at a Wendy's drive-thru.
Yeah.
And because of it, our chief of police stepped down.
Yeah. She like, I'm done. Like, she was like, I'm good.
And that's really unfortunate because I really feel like Mayor Lance Bottoms and the police chief specifically were doing a really good job.
They were.
And I think it's not just Atlanta. It's that these incidents continue to happen.
Right.
Even with all this focus, even with all this going on, you know, we've got to do something better.
Yeah. I think it's also to the extent of now, if we want, you know, police, they're going to have to rethink how they evaluate people to take on this job. They're going to have to just restructure everything and go, we're going to have to look from the bottom to the top and go, we're going to have to just go through and just check everybody. Just where's your psyche at? What are you thinking in this situation? What are you prepared to do? You know, because now, you know, it's just to a point to where it's like almost they're doing everything. And some people have honestly killed people out of fear, but that's not good enough anymore, you know?
So I don't know how radical a thought this is going to be, but why is it some of the most important jobs pay so little? So
that's always been a question.
Sometimes when you don't pay, you kind of get, lesser candidates.
Right.
I don't want to disparage anybody, but some people aren't qualified for certain jobs.
I agree.
And I would not make a good truck driver. I do not do well on the roads. I just know that would not be a job that would suit me.
Yeah, when it comes to far as in law enforcement, on that scale, and then especially within teachers and education, they don't get paid enough to deal with what they have to deal with.
Exactly. Educators.
Yeah.
Nurses, healthcare workers.
Yeah.
There are a lot. I'm in the grocery business, and there are a lot of people questioning that. We're essential workers. We're having to risk our lives during a pandemic,
right?
And we're considered minimum wagers, and it's a tough position to be in. But we've got all these important roles, and police, firemen, teachers, nurses. They're all incredibly important to society.
Yes.
Why is it we pay them so little?
I don't
for such a demanding job. Some of the things that they experience.
I don't, especially, for me, more so teachers, I always question that because they're taking their time and their knowledge that they learned to sit there and put within to the future of the nation. And yet they get paid so little. They literally have to take the child and find out, okay, this child over here is understanding what I'm saying and the way I'm teaching it, but this child doesn't. Let me find a way that I can teach them so they can understand,
right.
And that is a challenge within itself. So why not pay them for what why not give them the money? Because they're doing the job. They're doing an outstanding job to go to teach everybody from all different walks of life, as far as in their understanding,
And they're not given the tools.
Yeah.
So the funding isn't there. And that's part of my problem with big government, and part of my problem with to be honest, the philosophy of the Democratic Party, because what they want to do is they want to manage all of this money for these things, but it's running through Washington and they're all taking their cut. And Democrats are no better than Republicans in that. A politician's a politician. Right. They're all in it for the same thing.
Exactly.
So once all of that money's been mismanaged, there isn't much left for arts or for sports or for, skill sets. Yeah. And these things are important. We've got to have them. We've got to be able to fund them. But it's the mismanagement of government money that's the biggest problem. And that's why I personally have always had a more conservative view fiscally, because I don't want them managing money. I think everybody should have healthcare coverage in this country.
I do too. I
don't want the government to run it.
Yeah,
because they're the same ones that have been working with the insurance companies and working with everybody else to inflate these prices so that an aspirin costs $900.
Yeah, it's like I said, this is a system within the system, and it's set up for the average American who's just trying to make ends meet, for them to stay within that range, for them not to no longer, but they can't rise up into another class like that, because it's been already systematically for them to just be structured to stay within this circle, and that's one thing about it, like. The years of the American dream is almost fading away. Because now they're just going, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. We're going to restructure how we push the money out, how we make everything, and make it so to where there's no middle class anymore. It's the middle class is fading away. So now it's going to be rich, poor, you have it or you don't. That's what America has become to. That's what it is now.
So what you're saying is people need to like and subscribe and share this with their friends so that we can be rich and not poor.
Please. Please. No, I'm like Brandon. No, fuck. Oh, fuck. Look at me, mom. Please, come on, help me, somebody. BTMTV, somebody. Fucking, come on. I'll take anybody. I'll even take the W fucking B. Hire me, please. No, but seriously.
I think if you were to take jobs like teachers, nurses,
right,
firemen, police, and you were to pay them for the job that they're doing, but also hold them to the absolute highest standard, I don't think you'd have as much difficulty filling the positions
right,
as you would imagine. I think it's as difficult to find police officers because of what's offered for what's sacrificed.
Yeah, it's
and you know, as far as the mentality between, you know, police officers not wanting to speak out because they don't want to be, you know, silenced or hushed or fired or any of those things have to change.
Yeah.
You know, there's I don't know how. I'm not smart enough to know how, but there's got to be a way to hold people accountable to that stuff so people can report honestly. I mean, we have body cams and this stuff is still happening. I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. And the biggest thing is that, to me, is that a police officer will do something like this and it's clearly their fault.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden they go to trial and they walk. And it's like, where's the equality in that? You know, just because you put on a badge, COP, Citizens on Patrol, you're just somebody with a badge. That's it. That's the only difference between me and you. You just have a little bit more authority. The only thing you're supposed to do is do the right thing by, hey, I stopped you. This is the reason why. Okay. If I've done something wrong and you're about to arrest me, you read me my memorandum and you follow through protocol. That's what you're supposed to do. Not make something bigger than what it is. And this is how this happens all the time, you know? And at the same time, this man, he pretty much feared for his life as well. I believe so, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't know. I can't say that he did, you know? I'm not in that situation, you know, not yet, but hopefully God not. But in general, I don't know. You know, we'll never know how he felt in that moment because he's gone.
No, but I will say from the limited knowledge that I have, I still think if he had a taser and he was running from you, there were two cops there?
I think it was two. I think it was.
So did he take both their tasers? He couldn't tase both of them, right?
No.
Okay, so you should have some training with those before you go out into the field and start electrocuting people, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're a police officer and you see your buddy and the guy takes the taser, what's the first thing you're going to do? I'm going to take my taser out and I'm going to tase him.
Yeah.
While he's running away.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's going to fall to the ground. I'm going to take my buddy's taser back.
Yeah.
Handcuff him.
Yeah.
And drag him away.
Right.
Now he gets an extra charge of resisting arrest.
That's it. But it's no means to it where, hey, I'm going to take your life. It shouldn't come to that, you know. And
again, he made numerous mistakes. Mm-hmm. Trying to grab something off a cop's belt, not a smart idea.
Right. I mean, to me, it's don't get me wrong. For me, it's not only about just, hey, the cops got to stop doing this. For me, it's more so, we just want equality. That's all, just on all borders, not even just when a cop rides by, just equality every day when I can walk up and down the street with not being looked at or assume that, hey, he's a threat, this, that, and the third. You know, this is what has to stop. Just in general, just equality, nothing more. Just be treated as equal as anybody else. That's all we all want.
I'm gonna try to sound as positive as I can, but I think the main problem is, to truly have equality, there has to be a unanimous form of thought. And as many great white people as there are out there, and there are truly and have been through history,
right? You
know, people that have thought differently and have tried to be part of the solution. Mm-hmm. And there are plenty of them right now that are trying to do stuff.
Right.
As long as you have some, you're always going to have that cancer is always going to affect you somehow. And I mean, I'm certainly not suggesting eradicate racist. I just feel like it's something that it's a poison that's always going to hurt somebody as long as it's still evident. And for it to not be evident, 100% of people have to agree.
Yeah.
You know, if there's 1% that still has that, there's still going to be an effect. It's still going to impact people.
Right.
And if that 1% has any sort of power,
yeah,
it gets so much worse. And you know, this isn't from that. This is from a huge percentage that's slowly whittled down to a smaller percentage of people.
Right.
And I think there again, hate and bigotry, and I mentioned this a couple of podcasts ago, I don't think it's exclusive to any race.
Right.
I do think the power structure implement makes racism very different.
Right.
When it comes from white people.
Right.
And I mean, if somebody doesn't understand that, yeah, other people hate other people for foolish reasons, including skin color,
right,
or from where they're from.
Yeah,
it happens in a lot of cases, but institutionally, there is just something different, and that's what it is. Right. It was at one point a gigantic majority that felt that way. We've gotten so much better in some ways that there's a much larger percentage of open-minded people.
Right.
You know, they just passed a huge verdict that the LGBTQ community, I hope I got that right.
Yeah.
Is covered for anti-discrimination laws in the workplace. So, you know, there are some positives happening in the world. But you know, it's one of those things where it's going to take so long for us to get to that point where right, that percentage is so small that it really doesn't impact.
Yeah. I've always been for, hey, whatever your lifestyle is what you do, you know, and at the same time, no one should pass judgment on somebody else because no one's better than anybody else, you know. I'm all for having respect for people and everything like that, whether they choose to be with man, woman, whatever. But, you know, still, even though with that being said, just don't force your lifestyle on me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
No, well, you know, I've often said that, you know, for me personally, I don't want to know what you do in the bedroom.
Right.
I don't care whether that's heterosexual or homosexual or whatever. I don't really, it doesn't interest me. I don't meet people in the street and go, wow, I wonder how they like it. I don't know if some people do. I just don't typically run around asking people, you know, who they sleep with. Yeah.
I just don't want to be like, don't come up to me and try to talk to me like that way after I've respectfully said, hey, I don't go that way. Or he said, why don't you open your mind? No, I don't want to open my ass. I don't. No. No, I just don't. No.
They're heterosexual people that like ass play.
Hey, that's their thing. But in general,
I'm just saying that doesn't make you gay.
Keep it to yourself. It doesn't. But in general, hey, that's whatever you do. That's what you do. But my thing is, I just don't want to open up like that.
I'm a strong believer in you need to make you happy. Right. And if you find ways of making you happy without infringing on other people.
Right. That's the whole key to it.
There has to be a balance to it. Your happiness can't be at the sacrifice of everyone. But if you can find a way to make yourself happy, do that.
Right. I agree.
Do that.
I agree.
You know, as long as it's not hurting other people.
Right.
It's just going to enhance everybody else's experience because it's one less miserable person in the world.
Yeah, as long as it's not hurting other people, only yourself.
Some people like that too.
Yeah, you know, that's that thing.
What are you suggesting, Ken?
Yeah, that's only yourself. That's just
it. Do you like the spankings?
Oh, yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, if you go to the club and if you get the spankings,
It sounds like that's why it's going to come and start dancing. Doing a little.
Ja, ihr fehlt die Musik, ja.
Ja.
Und, ja. Und, ja. Pick it down.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm all for it, but my thing is, I'm glad certain things are changing and certain things still need to be looked at.
Long way to go.
I mean, especially down to, far as in jobs and education, because people are told, hey, go to school, and they go get a degree. But when they get out, they can't find a job in the field. And now this is another thing that's kind of like, why don't we just kind of revamp the way we do the whole education thing? Because now they think they got this degree that's going to be like, oh, I'm going to be worth XYZ as far as I'm going to make all this money. But then you're not in your field. But then now you got the debt that comes with that. So
crippling debt.
It's crippling debt. And that's the thing. I think that's one of the things I hate about school, but it's one of the great things that I like, that far as in, hey, you go to school, you feel accomplished, and congratulations to the new class of this year, even though you didn't get that chance to walk, but still, congratulations to you, hats down. I mean, and you're going through it now. I think, honestly, more than any other classes have gone through certain situations. This is only going to make you tougher in life.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it really is. But for them, only so many a percentage each year is going to get into the field. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, okay, the rest, what are they going to do? I mean, and this is what's going on. There's, you can create a job, but how do you get the funding? How do you do all these other things, besides banks, trying to give you a loan or something like that? These are things that has to be restructured and looked at to say, hey, and I'm saying that just
Absolutely.
In general, people in general. And now, I mean, pretty much now, the way the world is going, we have to, for the future, for the children, we have to rethink the way of teaching them. It's more so like now, like, hey, okay, I need to teach you more so about understanding to go to school, but you need to understand about your credit. You need to understand now you're coming up in the world society where, hey, you need to learn how to arm and protect yourself, because you don't know what's going to happen anymore.
Right.
It used to be a point to where you'd be like, sure, go ahead. The only thing you had to worry about was like, okay, cool. Watch out for Lester in that van down the street. Remember, be in before 3:00 before he comes in, because he's always trying to touch somebody. But now,
candy always comes at a price.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you want this candy bar?
What are
you gonna do for it? I'm feeling fingery, but
I'm feeling fingery.
That's right.
Oh, that is the creepiest thing that will ever be said on this.
But it's shit. I'm just saying.
I said Uncle Touchy, and I thought that was going to be the worst. And 3 seconds later, you topped me.
And he just all of a sudden, he doesn't even say anything anymore. Fingery. And then he just has that fingery. And then he just, with a little sweat coming down the side. Just, it's like, Jesus. Fingery. Jesus, you need to lay off that sodium.
Yeah. Oh, that is rough. Right.
But in general, like, I digress on the whole point. I mean, I digress, but in general, far as in everything has to be rethought of with America and education. It really does.
Yeah. I know there's got to be a way to do it. I still, strongly believe in the fair tax. And I think, financially, if the country wants to recover, it's going to be the quickest way for us to do that. But in the same sense, none of this works without term limits in Washington, without making sure that we restructure how we look at our officials.
Yeah.
And what's required of them. Mm-hmm. There's got to be way more accountability on how money is spent. Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, it can be done so much better than it is. And, I agree. And, the people that are benefiting the most, the ones that are making the decisions, are making decisions based on that, not based on the welfare of people.
Right.
And that in itself is deplorable.
Yeah, I mean, every time something happens in a situation, or like now the pandemic, and all of a sudden these businesses, they're saying that these small businesses are going to get money, but before they get the money, the big corporations already gotten their piece.
Like, of course.
I mean, and the thing about it is like when you hand it down to the small guy, you guys said we're going to get this, but we're not even getting what you promised. So now they got to come up with another plan of how they're going to keep going, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's once again, the question is who's the hero and who's the villain? Because it's kind of still like, once again, it goes back to Star Wars. It's like the people are the rebels. I mean, and then you got the White House and all of them. They're the Sith. Like, I mean, and they're the one Republic. I mean,
please keep in mind that the original person that had all the fighting going was controlling both sides.
Palpatine is still my dude.
Always question your government.
He's still my dude. Always. And a lot of people don't look at it like Star Wars like that. Like, stop looking at it as an action. Just think about far as in, hey, they were trying to run a government, but the system, once again, was corrupted. And there's, once again, it was the balance in between that
they manipulated their democracy.
Exactly.
Into an empire.
That's it. Like, you know, I mean, once again, you have to watch that. I mean, there's always somebody that's in between playing both sides. That's Star Wars. That's Harry Potter. That's right. I even said Harry. That's right. Go Harry. You know, that's right. Even Harry Potter, I said it. Snipe, look at him. He did it. He was like, you know, he was the one. He was like, how dare you use my spells on me? You know, I'm the half-blood prince. I was like, shit. I was like, that's some cold-ass shit. And he had a black coat on. I was like, oh, shit. And it's like, it's the form of Vader. Like, you know, some G shit. And he walked off. And, you know, Harry was sitting up there just laying on the ground like, oh, shit, just fucked my whole world up. I just found out it's my teacher that was playing both sides and shit. You know?
So you're rolling with Harry Potter, huh? That's
right. Harry. That's right. I've watched Harry Potter. That's right.
Oh, I've watched him.
I love Harry Potter. We love you. I just love the whole concept of the movie. You have to watch it from beginning to all the way till he like grows up on the camera.
Now, did you just watch the movie or did you get to read the books?
I never read the books, and I heard the books are way better than the movie.
They are, and I mean that's typically kind of the way it goes. I mean, a lot of times you're going to find that, you know, the movie has to condense stuff, and for pacing in a book is a lot different than pacing in a movie, right? So if you were to read an average book out loud, you know, it's going to take you 5 to 7 hours, you know, on just a regular book, right?
Right.
You know, let's condense that down to a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, some things are going to get kind of squeezed in.
You're going to have to cut some stuff and but to make things work, you're going to have to kind of change some stuff or embellish some stuff or kind of work some extra plot points into a tighter space. And so it just makes it different inherently. Yeah. That doesn't mean that you can't have a really great adaptation, but I just think when you have the format of a book, you're able to put more into it. You can develop the characters more. There's more buy-in. So, I read them and I think I still have them, but they were really good. I liked them. I thought they were great stories.
I thought that, like I said, I thought the movies were great. It was like, it was enough to capture me. Like, you know, once I got past that, you know, a lot of people, they were like, you know, a lot of people I know, but bro, I ain't watching that Harry Potter, blah, 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 bro. I ain't with that. And then I was like, telling my homeboys, like, look, stop watching it because of like the wizardry. Watch the story. He came back, man, Harry Potter's dope. I was like, yeah, I told you. I was like, he fired though, man, you know? And I was like, yeah, he's dope. Everybody doing it is dope, you know? And I always, every time I talk about Harry Potter, I always got to go Harry! You know, that's just the part. That's my shit. He just, you know, every movie, somebody, go Harry! You know? That's it, you know? Yeah. So I do it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I was always rooting for the redheaded kid, Ron.
He was the one. He was the one that was screaming, "Go Harry!" You know, that was him. But at the same time, you know, he didn't get that swag that he, like, you know, that Harry Potter had. You know, because Harry already had his swag set up before he even got there. You know, Like he was already that's like, it's Harry Potter, you know, and they'd be like lit up and running around and shit because
but he didn't know he had any swag.
He didn't know.
He had been living under a stair.
He didn't know. I mean, he had his fat uncle who would sit up there every episode. Like every episode always had some food and shit. Every movie just sitting up there and lock him in the room. No, you're not getting out. No, don't embarrass me for company. You know, and all that shit. And then Harry's like, yo, I got to get the fuck out here. Like I need something to happen or something. Or you know, they make something happen and he floated away or something like that. And you know, next thing you see Ron with the car. Come on, get in the car, Harry. We got to go. You know, and he jump in there and go. But overall, Harry Potter was the shit.
I think the story is really good just for the sake that it kind of gives kids that feeling like you don't really feel like you're important at all.
Yeah.
And, you know, you see this kid who has it pretty bad and then all this really amazing stuff just starts happening for him. Yeah. And some of it's scary, you know, but
of course,
I mean,
that's
you know, like when he gets his first owl, that's some pretty cool shit, man. I wanted an owl. I don't care.
I didn't. I just think that like always for some reason that they would just snap on me and just start scratching the shit out of me. Like I don't know why. Like it's just going whoo, and it just start fucking with me. I'm like whoo, and it just like fucking me up. I'm like, oh shit, you know. Like, I think it'd be like because like me, I eat chicken, so I'll be eating one day in front of it. He'd be like, oh shit, he's gonna eat me, whoo, and start attacking the shit out of me. I'm like, oh fuck, no, it's just
probably
chicken.
Attack you for your chicken.
They probably will just whoo on my ass. You know, I'm like, fuck. You know?
They attack birds. They're vicious.
Yeah,
dude.
They are.
Owls are like.
Yeah, I mean. And I seen a picture of one where like the guy who owned the owl, he takes and goes and lift like the feathers up and everything like that. And it was like lifting up a woman's dress, like because it had like little legs. I was like, Jesus Christ! But those claws, man, it's just like I was like, yo, like
nasty.
Those are nasty. Yeah. Like if that happened there to me, I'm like, oh shit. Like if I ever hear how I go woo on me, I'm like, fuck that. No,
that's right.
Yeah.
You have to watch out here too.
That's right. Yeah. And matter of fact, before I got here, I was like, there was a turtle like crossing the freaking road. And I was just like, oh shit. I was like, I don't know if that's Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael. I didn't know, but I was like, dude, go ahead and find the ooze, dude.
Why would they be way out in the country?
Hey man, you got to revamp yourself, you know.
Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles of Hazard County.
They ran into the country when Shredder whooped their ass in the first movie. They ran to the country. Remember that? The apartment got on fire and they ran their asses out to the country.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right. And then you know, then Splinter was up there. I love all you, my sons. You know.
All right. Well, so I guess the question was there any pizza nearby?
There was grass. That's right.
What kind of grass are we talking about?
The grass, dirt from
blades
the earth.
Of grass.
Yes,
okay.
Blades of grass.
Okay.
Yes, okay. That type. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Mm-hmm. So other than that, it's been pretty much another week, man. I mean, you know, far as in just now, you know, the corona's spreading again and, you know, they're having debates. Oh, should we shut it down or should we keep it going? And
this country can't stand another shutdown
of
work.
It can't.
For them to hand out another $1,200 check. Yeah. It ain't going to work.
Yeah. You could hand out another $1,200 check. You could.
They should have done at least 2 more rounds of that.
They need to. Going on. If you're trying to put it back into the economy, which some people are going to just go and spend and just, you know, but in general, if you're going to do it, this is the time to do it. Like, go ahead, get it out there just in case, because once again, I don't think this country can take another like pause because it needs money to flourish. And once again, these businesses you just gave loans to, I mean, you try to help. Some of them thrive on a day-to-day basis, and they're just now starting to revamp. Like some of them are just trying to build up, you know, to get that currency flowing through their business again. And all of a sudden, you just sit there and go, "Oh, we got to shut down again." Mm-hmm. You're gonna kill them this time,
right?
Like it's over. After that, they're literally gonna go, "Yo, we got it. We're closing down. The building is done. We're gone. Mm-hmm. That's it. It's over."
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still worried about the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
Bars, nightclubs,
Yeah.
comedy clubs.
Yeah.
You know, I think there are certain comedy clubs, I think at least the major ones are going to be taken care of, because you have so many comedians that will do and are willing to do shows where they can collect tickets but not get paid, and let that money go, you know.
Yeah, I mean, some of them, you know, for them, it's not also about just, hey, generating money, but some of them, that's what they like to do. That's what they, you know, some of them, that's all they know how to do is get on the stage and talk and have a little bit of fun. To them, that's therapeutic to some of them, just to get up there and say, hey, this is my platform. I get to say what I want to say. You can laugh, you cannot laugh. Either way, I feel good about the shit I said. That's what they do.
This is also one of the longest breaks that they've taken.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of them are just anxious to get back on stage, but know that they're going to be rusty.
Of course.
And this will give them an opportunity to, you know, kind of shake the rust off.
Yeah.
You know, but do something good for, you know.
Yeah, I say, you know, in general, you know, half of them, they're going to be hitting those small nightclubs, bars, and just popping up on, you know, people. And they'll be like, you know, some bars and be like, I could never get this person to perform here. And then it's like, they're actually here performing. And they're just like, yeah, I just want to go up and just start, you know, kicking off again, you know, and just getting used to having people in front of me again, you know. And then some of them, it's going to be like they never left.
Did you see Dave Chappelle put up a new special on Netflix?
I haven't watched it.
It's not long. It's about 25 minutes or so.
I've watched the whole thing about him talking about, you know, George Floyd, the whole situation.
The whole thing is about George Floyd.
Yeah.
It's called 846.
Okay. And
so I'm going to say this. It's available on YouTube. It's available on Netflix, I believe. And I'm a fan of Dave Chappelle. But one of the things that I always really appreciated about Dave Chappelle, he gives you funny, but he's been talking about this for a long time.
Years.
You know what I mean? Like this is not something new for Dave to address. Mm-hmm. And so he makes a lot of really great points in this. He said, you know, a lot of people have been, you know, waiting to hear what he had to say.
Yeah. And
he said, he's been standing back. You all have this. I've been talking about it. Y'all should know how he feels about it.
Yeah.
So
I've seen that segment, that part. It's like 5 minutes they've put out. Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing is correlating around that whole incident.
Yeah.
And he tells a number of different kind of stories in it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, just totally worth checking out. Yeah.
I said I've seen that little bit of it. But once again, the biggest things he said was that, you know, the people don't need him to say anything. They're saying it. They're saying what they're saying pretty much what everybody's feeling. Mm-hmm. The riots. This is what you're getting. You're not going to sit up here and just do this to a human being and then expect nothing to happen. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, this is built up anger, and now it's finally lashed out. Like we're tired. And I get why, you know, I mean, he made a statement, you know, just to get it out there and, you know, to show his point of view on it. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he said it the best. This is what the people have to do. Once again, and it goes back to the way we run, our government's running, the way the law is. It has to go back into the power of the people. The people are the ones who determine how this country should work, how the world should work in general. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be a dictatorship, or shouldn't be a group of people sitting in a room or a house to say, hey, this is how it should flow, when half the laws you make don't even apply to you. You know, you're just pushing a pin. You know, at the end of the day, you're still going to get a check regardless. You know, government could shut down. They're still going to get a check. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, what happened? Pandemic, shut down. Some people didn't even get a check. Some people lifestyle just changed, and it's like, man, I remember I was having this, and now I don't have that. Now I have to go and figure out how I have to readjust my lifestyle, how I'm going to feed my family. these are the things that now people have to consider, and then now you just announce, hey, the virus is spreading again, which is something that kind of was, we all kind of knew, like I kind of knew like it was gonna go, but now it's like, man, and a lot of people are just now, like I said, getting back going, and all of a sudden it's like, man, I can't afford to take another hit. That's what the businesses are doing right now.
Oh man. Yeah, it just kind of seems really, really shaky. I'm just going to say that when people want change, it's got to be more than gathering in the streets.
Yeah, it has to be more than that.
There's a lot of work involved, like anything.
Yeah.
If you want to do something right, there's a lot of work involved.
Exactly.
This country has never lost the power to the people. We just don't use it.
Yeah.
And I will say it's not about getting out for November.
Mm-hmm.
It's about understanding what goes on locally.
Yes.
In your city,
yes.
in your county, in your state.
Mm-hmm.
It's about what's happening with all of those things. And if you want to get politically involved, you have to get politically informed. And I don't care whether you're left or right.
Right.
I don't care if you're close to center or on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing you can do is research.
Yeah.
And if you understand and truly use your voice on a regular basis, generally you are going to get results that impact you directly.
Mm.
The biggest difference is the presidential election, and it's why people have so little faith in the voting system.
Yeah.
Is because they don't understand the electoral colleges and what that means. And there are certain states, small states that don't have large populations that hold a lot of seats.
Yeah.
In the electoral college. And there are some larger states that don't.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have Hillary winning the majority vote, but Donald winning the election, it's because of the electoral college.
Yeah.
It's because of the states that Donald won.
Yeah.
So either we change the electoral college process, or we understand that as voters and we do a better job focusing on the right states for what you believe.
Yeah.
So if you know your state only has so many and you've already got your candidate's color, red or blue,
yeah,
right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to start focusing on another state that is going to be a swing state for you. And maybe you need to activate something there and help them promote stuff and talk about what the issues are.
Yeah.
And spread information.
I don't know. This next election is going to be kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's either Trump wins it again or he's out, and who's going to come in and clean up what's going to go on.
You think Biden?
I don't know.
Have you seen any of the advertisements he's done?
I've seen a couple of them, and I'm like, I just don't feel like to.
You ever seen someone on horse tranquilizers before? I'm Joe Biden.
Yeah, he kind of.
And I need you on my side. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, he does have that just, hi everyone. like it's just, he don't have that get up and go about him like that, like, Obama, he has that, that he's talking to you like, hey, I'm trying to get you into this, Bill Clinton, he had that same thing, that America, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. 2 days later, America, I had sexual relations with that woman. But regardless, both of them believable.
So how did the majority of this episode turn into a political debate? Well, it's not even a debate, really, but just a political
really
conversation.
It's really not. But I mean, it's so much going on right now that it's all about, in a form of politics. Because once again, it's like I said, we're talking about the riots and all that, but it's all about the levels where it comes from. Because some of these police are not just doing it because in spite of like, oh, he's black or XYZ. Some of them are actually being told to, hey, go down this street here and watch and push up on these people. Mm-hmm. They're being told. So it's coming from a higher level up. And that's another question. Who's it coming from?
So to change gears a bit, you mentioned in episode 5 that your dad worked at Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. And
it got me thinking, because I kind of went on a rant about flat earthers, but I'm not going to go back into that again. A part of that was you had got me hot about football because you're a dick. So I might be an asshole, but you're a dick.
Hard.
And you did that shit totally on purpose. Yeah, I know. Okay. So it kind of got me thinking that, in an earlier episode, we shared some stories, and I really thought it was cool because it kind of gave me a little bit of your past. So I figured I'd see if I could pull another story out of you.
Shit. What story am I going to tell today?
I mean, I'd prefer something embarrassing, but you can tell a story that makes you look cool or something if you feel like it.
It's so many people. It's a couple people, my sister for one, and one of my friends, Mike Creasy, who wants to come on here and say, oh, he got you, but I can destroy you. There's so many embarrassing moments I've had between them two that don't really need to be told. But
so I'm going to say, take the power back. You tell the story the way you want to tell it. It's still going to make you look bad, I'm sure, but
I really don't have that many to tell that's embarrassing, but in general, I mean, I don't really have anything right now. I have to really think of one good one, but oh God. Well, I mean, it's always fun adventures. Like it's either me, my dad, or or just me and my sister. I mean, in general, like me and with some of my friends, of course, but in general, I just don't have it. I'm blank right now.
Okay, so I'll share a story. It's a story about my little brother, Michael.
Little Michael?
Well, little Michael's like 6'3".
Oh, not that Michael. Okay, I was just saying.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
I was just saying. Okay,
and the coolest guy in the fucking world. I love my brother so much. So I don't know how he turned out well, because he's 10 years younger than I am. So having my sister, who's a year older, and myself babysit him and teach him deplorable things, he turned out to be this magnificent guy. I mean, he's super cool, unbelievably smart. Went to, I think Boeing paid him, or no, GE.
Oh, wow.
Paid him to learn how to build and repair like jet engines, 747s and all that kind of shit. And he was doing it for a while, but he's always been into cars and motorcycles and working on, he loves to fix things. Right. So it wasn't giving him enough work, and he was getting paid really, really well, but and I guess there are a couple reasons why, but anyway, he, didn't like sitting around. And so he just opened up his own shop, and he works with BMWs, and not exclusively, but that's kind of his thing is Beamers, and he's building a race car.
Right. Oh,
an E46.
I'm not surprised that he's building stuff.
Well, they go to Sebring and race. Anyway, so I guess in all our attempts to mess up my brother, it didn't work because he turned out fantastic. But when we were really young, and I want to say he was like maybe 4 or 5, there was a commercial for a doll that came out, and it was the My Buddy doll. Now, if you've ever seen Child's Play,
of course,
it's what it was taken from. Okay. So the My Buddy doll had the little overalls and like red hair, and they had this whole song for the commercial. I can't sing worth a shit, but I'm going to sing it. My buddy,
yeah.
Wherever I go, he goes. My buddy, my buddy, my buddy and me. Okay, so you remember the song.
Kid sister. I'm playing. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, that was the second doll. He ran around and he sang that for like 5 months leading up to Christmas.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's he got problems.
Okay. And he would sing it like all the time. So my dad, and I told you my dad's all about moments, right? My dad would do Christmas Up. My mom was, before they separated, was really big and would do these huge Christmases. And so, but my dad would put a lot of thought into the gifts and stuff and try to get us stuff that was really going to kind of bang. And so, the big gift for Michael was the My Buddy doll. And so they held it off to the end. And he's opening his presents and he gets all this cool stuff. And he gets to the very end and he opens this My Buddy doll and he looks at it and he goes, eh. And he just throws it.
Oh,
Doesn't want anything to do with the doll, right? So my dad's just, you know, like, this was the one, moment, right?
Yeah. Like, this is it. Yeah.
Michael just, whatever, right? So over the next couple of months, he wouldn't touch the doll. He wouldn't go near the doll. He wouldn't play with it or anything. Right. So my sister and I started kind of abusing he started abusing the doll.
Oh, God.
What he would do is, like, we'd find tufts of his hair cut off. And then, like, there was drawings on his face one day. And then I came out back and he had the doll's face up to the brick wall and he was rubbing it back and forth singing the song.
Oh, God.
Its nose is all scraped up.
You know, if anybody would have saw that, they'd be like, that child needs a psychiatrist.
So then Danielle and I would start to, like, do things like we'd tape it to the big wheel and then launch it off the back porch and like
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a piece of shit out of it.
And you guys turn out to be normal people.
I did not claim that. I have never claimed to be normal.
Yeah, I'm not normal. I mean, I didn't grow up in a normal environment. I mean, like, my dad would have people over and like somebody, they always be talking crazy, shooting the shit, and I'd be walking by or something like that, and I'm like 7 or 8 years old. What, boy? What did he say to me? Go get it, son. Go get it. I would go in the closet and go get my dad's 12-gauge shotgun.
Oh, shit.
Point it at that motherfucker right there. Point it at that motherfucker right there. They're laughing their asses off. I mean, it wasn't loaded. He's like, all right, now take your ass inside there. What the fuck you doing with my damn gun? Like, you know, in general. But shit like that. But that's crazy stuff. But
that's nuts.
Defects? But still, in general, you know, but my dad's like a whole bunch of fun, you know, but, you know.
Have you told him yet that you have a podcast?
Not yet.
What the fuck?
It's going to get to him.
Is it?
Oh, yes. And when it does, I might record the actual conversation and just have it.
What's it going to sound like?
Oh, yes. He telling me you had a podcast. Everybody else fucking knows. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, but that on my ass, you know. And then he probably like, I'm the last one to always find out shit, you know. Yeah. But you'll call me when you need my ass or some shit like that, you know. But yeah. Yeah. He's probably going to curse me out. I know it.
My dad's already heard it.
Yeah. So. But, you know, see, at the same time, I look like my dad. So it's kind of like him talking to a mirror.
Is it?
No, but no. I tried to smooth that out and it just didn't work because you slid in there with that asshole. Like, is it?
Well, I mean, what's your dad going to say? when he finally does watch these and he sees you saying that it's like him talking to a mirror, what's his response going to be?
Oh, he's going to cuss me the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna, oh, hell no, it's not.
Yeah, he going to fuck me up. No, pretty much, just, like when I tell him, I was like, he knows I was starting to put on size and, and school and shit. Just remember, I'll fuck you up. And there's nothing else to be said. I was just like, I'm just
Message received.
I was just sitting there eating a Pop-Tart, just minding my business. Like, yo, me and my Pop-Tart, the sugar was going down. I was getting my high for that day, and he just, I'll fuck you up. I'm like, there goes the sensation from the Pop-Tart gone, And then my mom, like I said, she was Ric Flair, Ultimate Warrior, all of them in one. She just run in real quick, fuck me up, and leave out. Just doing that shit right there.
My mom gets real silent, like real quiet, like creepy quiet. Mm-hmm. Like you start getting like really fucking scared.
My mom has a speech that she would say, "You give your heart to God because your ass is mine." And I'm like, oh shit. But then I use that on females. Like, you want to do, like, yeah, you give your heart to God because your ass is mine. That's right.
And you say you're single?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm just saying, yeah.
I give him the Wyatt Earp line.
Wyatt Earp line?
You tell him I'm coming. Oh, and I'm bringing hell with me.
Oh my God. That's the thing about it. You get some of the memorable lines like from your parents and your uncles, and it's just like, and then like, especially your grandmother, they would, like when I hear somebody go, "Come here," I'm like, "Nah, I'm okay." But I always get the flashback of my grandmother, like, "Come here," like, oh shit, like, for real, like, and then my other grandmother, man, like, she was something. Now, she was a character. Like, she honestly, like, I got her voice down so good. I call my cousins and do her voice. My cousin would laugh like, I'm telling grandma. I said, don't do that shit. I'm doing that shit.
This is the same one that hit one of your cousins with a brick, right?
No, this is the other grandmother. This is the other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got two crazy. I'm gonna tell you, I'm from different sides of the family. Crazy is all around me. I had no other choice.
Explains so much.
Yeah, like. But then, like, when I went down to Florida to visit, like, my grandmother, this is years ago. Like I said, like, all my grandparents, everybody's they passed on. But I went and I opened the door. Oh, you talk like me, huh? Talk like me now. Talk like me now. You ain't saying shit. And I'm like, grandma, can I have a biscuit? I ain't gonna have shit. And then my dad be right there, leave my boy like, that's my grandchild. For it for me, y'all wouldn't even be here. I'm like, well, okay, like, yeah, she would like literally go off the whim, say all kinds of shit, but she was so cool and down to earth. Like, she would talk that shit. Like, she could tell, like, when I was maturing and everything like that, going through puberty and stuff like that. You're smelling yourself, huh? You're getting in it. I'm like, grandma. And then my dad be right there, leave my ball. You shut the hell up. I'm talking to my grandson. and then next thing you know, they be going down there. I don't give a damn. That's my grandson. I'm like, okay. Grandma, can I have a biscuit? Answer me. My dad, just go eat, boy. Just go eat. That's yeah.
Okay, so
that's a tad bit of that's grandma. I ain't even talking about granddad. That's a whole nother episode.
You know how I get delusions of grandeur, right?
How?
Well, just like, we were talking about all this.
Yeah.
Seemed kind of far-fetched.
Yeah.
And then we're sitting here and we're doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so eventually, you and I are going to have a cartoon.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. Maybe Erica animated. She doesn't know anything about animation, but she draw her ass off.
Man, I'm telling you, like, honestly.
But I'm not talking about a Ken and Karl.
Oh, God.
I want your grandma's voice. And we're going to do a bunch of different voices.
Oh, my God. I'll have to get a picture of her. Just let you just.
But I've got a character that I think would play off of your grandma really, really well.
Yeah, like my grandmother, she doesn't care. Like she She didn't care. She would say it. She said she didn't give a damn. Like, she would be straightforward with you. And that's the thing about it. She was one of the people that you could talk to, even in the neighborhood. Like, you know, she knew that somebody I knew that in the neighborhood that he was like, you know, like gay, but she sat down and had a conversation with him to talk to him like, hey, it's okay to be, you know, who you are, you know, and open them up, you know, like kind of just be you, you know.
I'm serious. This is an idea. After the podcast, we need to talk about this a little bit.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You know, I might have a dream. My grandmother might visit me and agree. Yeah, now you talking shit now. You running your mouth now. I'm gonna get your ass. Boo, motherfucker, boo. You know, so shit great. Like that. You know, when my dad see this, he gonna be like, I'm gonna fuck you up. Yeah, he probably will. So
what's your dad's email address?
No shit. I'm not giving it. Trust me, when I say all this is going to reach him, it's going to reach him.
This is a message to Ken's sister. What's your sister's name?
Kendria? Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Kendria. If you truly want to be on the podcast, I can make that happen for you.
Oh, God.
But you've got to make sure that your dad knows that there's a podcast.
Trust me, this is strategic. This is how I have to do things. Like, I can tell him right now, like Dad, I could like, Dad, you know, I just hit $1 million. Oh, okay. But he hears so much, you hit $1 million? Why didn't you tell me? It's like, even with my mom, same thing.
Okay, but you say that, and you've said this before, but that's on the premise that you had said something, and then he acted like he didn't know. Have you told him that you have a podcast?
Not yet.
Okay, so this isn't that scenario, is it?
There's other family members that I have, you know, informed that, hey, check this out, and they like it. Like I said, they like it, and then like today,
yeah, one of them said that you should already know about roti.
Well, that right there is actually that's like one of my my friend's nephews, like closest friend, like I love him like a brother. They're originally from like Grenada, so. Yeah, and it's been so many years, like, you know, like high school, we all come over there. And like I said, I would talk to, like, the guy who sent the message, shout out to Tyrone. He would, you know, I was joking and talk with them and stuff like that. And we would eat over there. And I'm young. I don't know what I'm eating. Like, okay, it's all right. You know, I'm just eating, you know, I mean, I'm just eating, you know. I mean, that's what we do. And we sit around, talk, joke, and laugh and stuff, you know. But there's many adventures and high school adventures that I cannot tell, and I would never tell, because some of you women are now, you know, wives now, and some of the people that we used to see do some wild stuff, some of you fellas that we hang with now, you're someone, you're a husband now, you're a family man now, you're a father, so I can't tell everything. So
all right, well, homework time.
Okay.
I think you need to dig into the banks there and get us some amusing stories just to keep, just in case I throw them at you.
Oh, man.
And I was also thinking, you know, we're getting some feedback. We're starting to gain some followers and all that kind of stuff. I think if anybody would like, at the end of the podcast from number 5 and number 6, you'll see where you can find us. I think if you'd like to ask us any questions.
Yeah.
You can definitely reach us at any of those. Instagram, literally with Ken and Karl.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, literally with Ken and Karl.
Right. YouTube. I mean, you put under the comment section, you know, and, you know, we sit there, we read them, you know.
Yeah.
Even I read them. I read them, and I'm just like, okay, you know.
Yeah. And Ken and Karl podcast at gmail.com.
That's right.
So
there's no special way to type that, people, because I don't want people like, so do I have to put no, just type it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Just type it in.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think, you know, if anybody has any questions or wants to find out, I was thinking about possibly doing it like if they wanted to do hashtag, you know, Ken Small Penis for any questions that were for you, or hashtag Karl Leaks for any questions directed at me. It might be a hashtag that would be easy for us to track.
I was thinking hashtag asshole.
Yeah.
And it would go like directly to you. Yeah.
I love the ending for episode 5.
Yeah, you're an asshole.
I hope we don't get sued. Dennis Leary is amazing. I love Dennis Leary. Please don't sue us. YouTube may take it down and we'll have to put it back up without it or something. But
I think we'll be all right. Because, I mean, think about it. If they can go in there and you put in the credits that, hey, it's his stuff. It's not ours. We're just using it for this. And at the same time, if you can go in there and pull up his whole video of it, I think we're fine.
Well, and we're not monetized yet, so we're not making any money off these. So I don't think they're going to do anything about it. But anyway, we'll see.
Yeah.
Any last words for the folks at home?
Well, we thank you all for watching, who's been following us and everything once again. Don't forget to like us, comment, subscribe. Definitely once again, we're going on all platforms here. We're slowly surely getting there,
I got accepted on Apple today.
Oh man, see?
Yeah, so we'll be on Apple Podcasts coming up.
See, now I have to get an Apple. I have to have a bite. No, but in general, I'm just joking. But don't forget to like our stuff, comment, subscribe, please. We're always open to everybody's thoughts and opinions on us. If you say, hey, Ken, your head is like real fucking big in the camera. But okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for picking at my big head. Okay. Have a good day. Or, I would take that, in general, because once again, we understand we still appreciate you guys for watching us, even if you don't even like us, but you took your time out your day to say, hey, I'll give them a shot.
Hey, yeah, we do definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, peace, everybody.
Peace.